Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching how to play a Demonology Warlock in just 5 minutes or less. If you're new to the class or you just need a quick refresher, this video will be perfect for you. Just keep in mind that this video only covers the basics. We won't be covering the perfect rotation or any form of advanced topics for this spec. This guide is simply intended for you to master the basics. Think of this video as a starting off point in your journey into playing Demonology. To learn more, check out the written class guides on Wowhead or Icy Veins websites. And now let's talk about the stats. So to figure out exactly what stats are good for your spec, the best way to figure that out is to sim yourself. Simming your character is the most optimal way to assess whether a new piece of gear is actually going to be an upgrade for you or not. And if you don't know how to do that, I've actually made a video on how to sim yourself right here, which will explain how to do it and break everything down. And now on to the talents. So with Demonology Warlocks, they actually have a bunch of different versions of talent builds, and to keep things simple, I'm going to recommend this build here for single target. The nice thing about this build for single target is that it's not going to be one where you're going to have to push a bunch of buttons or think about it. It's a pretty simple build and it's pretty easy to play. This build is all about buffing your Felguard damage and just making him a super Giga Chad with things like Atarnian Armaments and Immutable Hatred. And then this is the build that I'd be using for AoE or Mythic Plus. With this build, the main focus is basically going to be using Guillotine to have your Felguard just do a bunch of AoE damage, and then also using Implosion to just throw all of your imps at whatever you're fighting. And now let's talk about the rotation. So I'm assuming that you guys picked the talent builds that I have listed in this video, so for single target, it's going to look like this. Cast Demonic Strength, Grimoire Felguard, Power Siphon, and you want to use all three of those abilities on cooldown whenever they're up. And then you're just going to cast Call Dreadstalkers, Hand of Gul'dan, Shadow Bolt, Demon Bolt, only when you have the proc for it, and Summon Demonic Tyrant. So now let's talk about the AoE rotation. So you're going to want to use Guillotine, Demonic Strength, and Grimoire Felguard on cooldown, and then you're going to cast Call Dreadstalkers, Hand of Gul'dan, and Implosion. And always try to use Implosion when you have 6 wild imps, but it's not required. And then after that, use Felbolt when you have the proc for it, and then use Shadow Bolt as a filler. Now let's talk consumables. So here's a list of all the gems, enchants, and consumables that you guys should be using as a Demonology Warlock. And like always, remember always to buy the higher quality ones if you guys have the cash. And that'll conclude our guide on Demonology Warlocks. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video and that it's actually inspired you to try picking up Demonology, because it's a pretty fun spec to play and they're doing really good right now. Remember that this video is just a starting off point in your journey into mastering this class. Please check out the written guides for a better understanding and a more advanced breakdown on how to play this spec. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thank you so much for checking out my video and my content, and like always, I'll see you guys later.